Cars that are known for performance, dynamics, and safety, and a track that's one of the best of its kind in the world. Add to that a bunch of excited drivers along with a pit crew and 24 hours of driving the cars to their limits. Sounds fun, right? Well, here's how things went down at the Volkswagen 24-hour endurance run, which at the end of 24 hours smashed multiple records and set new ones.
What you're seeing behind me right now is one of the straights on this track, the high-speed track at NATRAX. And you can see these Volkswagen cars. We are here to set a new 24 hours endurance record, and I'm going to be driving one of the Virtus sedans.
In addition to the car that we were driving, there was also the 1.5 liter version with the DSG gearbox, and there were two Taiguns, both of them gunning for different records. One was going for the distance, whereas one was going for the maximum fuel efficiency.
We are going to be aiming for the distance as well as the record for distance run, that is 24 hours on one set of rubber. So it's going to be a great time. We're very excited to be part of this. We're going to run for 24 hours. The cars are going to be continuously running in. We're going to be swapping drivers, fueling them quickly, just like you see in the races. Basically, we're going to have an Indian, or rather a Desi Le Mans style of action. So stay tuned as we get all of this action from 24 hours crammed up into a few minutes in this exciting video.
Fortunately, our car was the first one to be flagged off, so we basically started the record run. Out on the track in the first stint, I was driving mostly at 180 kilometers per hour, occasionally pushing it to 190. At these speeds, on the straights, and even through the banking, the Virtus was rock solid, highlighting the precision engineering that Volkswagen cars are known for. The suspension performed flawlessly through the first stint, lasting more than 2 hours, reminding us why car enthusiasts love Volkswagen cars for their handling prowess. The 1.5 liter Virtus and the Taigun aiming for the distance record also continued to run their stints without any issues at a slightly higher speed than ours. As the fuel levels reduced in our car, it was time for me to bring it into the pits and do a quick driver swap and refueling. With my next driving slot scheduled around midnight, I now had a lot of time to test my endurance. After our first run, the driver swaps happened not just for our car but for others too. And keep in mind that all these cars were following different strategies, and hence cars were stopping at different times. The run continued smoothly, but up next lay a challenge that was rather dark.
It's been over 4 hours into the record run, the Volkswagen Endurance run, and the cars are running flawlessly. Well, here goes one. And well, it's been a great time, but now the conditions are changing. The sun is almost set and things are going to get cooler. The track is going to get cooler, but the biggest challenge is darkness. When it's dark here, there's no ambient lighting and it's going to be pitch dark. It's going to be just the headlamps of the car that are going to guide us. So yes, a bit of challenge, but that's what makes it more fun. So let's see how things unfold through the night.
It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning and it's been 14 and a half hours that we've been at the record run, and well, this is a graveyard shift that I'm absolutely loving. Now you can see the cars are going full blast, and here's one, and the cars seem to be on track to setting new records. Well, the one that I've been driving is the 1 liter TSI and it has been performing flawlessly. even despite the fact that we've been pushing the car to close to 200 kilometers constantly, it has been just running without any stress. Even the tires have been doing a great job. No change till now. The same set of tires have been running for 14.5 hours. So yeah, I mean, still a little less than 10 hours to go. So a lot more action remains, and we'll find out at the end of the day whether the records are broken and what kind of new records we're able to set. During the night, we decided to pick the pace up as the tires in the car did not show any signs of stress or wear. As a result, we were now going flat out in the 1-liter Virtus at 203 kilometers per hour. And still, the car did not complain a bit. In fact, running it faster meant fuel was now burning quicker, so our driver swaps were happening in about 1.5 hours instead of the 2 hours plus earlier. Even the Taigun 1-liter AT broke the national record for the SUV category in terms of distance. But all of these cars just went about their business as dawn came upon us and the sky was bursting with colors, making it a sight to behold. The cars, on the other hand, were thrashing lap after lap to create memories to behold, and we were soon nearing the 24 hours mark. While most of us got little sleep between the shifts, the adrenaline was so high that none of us was wanting to hit the bed. Eventually, the clock completed its cycle of 24 hours, and by then the brilliant Volkswagen Virtus and Taigun had not only broken old records but set new ones, which was significantly ahead of the old ones. And what a memorable drive this had been.
Companies chase one record. You went in for a bunch of records.
Yeah.
So, what was the idea behind that?
I think it's just our belief in the capability of our cars. Looking at how much engineering goes into designing these cars, the kind of testing, the kind of sweat and blood that goes into designing and developing these cars. The belief was always there. But we also wanted to make sure that once you are doing this kind of a drive and this kind of a I would say adventure, you make the most of it. So we wanted to make sure that we have covered ourselves on all bases. Today we have set the record for the highest distance covered in 24 hours overall, in the sedan category separately, in the SUV category separately, and hopefully on fuel efficiency with our 1-liter engines itself. So definitely something which proves the kind of power and performance and build quality of our entire range of cars, so that customers across our range have something to be happy about.
Well, the record run is over and we've just smashed the ball out of the park. We've not just broken the old record, but we've set a new record that sets a very high benchmark. And this is proof of the pudding. We've got the India Book of Records as well. And the record is set for 4654.48 kilometers done in 24 hours, which equates to an average high speed of around 200 kilometers an hour. That just shows how capable the Virtus and the Taigun are with their TSI engines.
And this wasn't the only record. Even the 1-liter Virtus MT that we were driving broke the previous petrol car's overall record for distance in its category.
But beyond that, the comfort with which these cars were doing over 200 kilometers on the track for the entire day, hour after hour, and despite the driver changes, the pit stop, these cars maintained such a high average speed. That is what has made this event so exciting, and I'm sure you would have enjoyed this record run as well. And like they say, records are meant to be broken. So until the next time, but I think this record is going to stay here for some time.